right, good morning, good morning. It's time for another adventure. This one is gonna be quite fun. It is my first time to Japan. So I'm heading out. It's a quick trip. It's only 8 days, but there's a good flight and this was the window when I could go. So time to explore just a taste, just a teaser of a new country. So as y'all know, for the next 7-8 days, I will be updating from the road as I go and as I explore and discover Japan. I'm super curious. I've, now been to Seoul in South Korea. I've been to Shanghai and Beijing and Hanoi, but never Japan. And so it's always been this elusive mystery that I can't wait to see. Alrighty, I have officially arrived. I am here. I was shown by a lovely fellow passenger how to set up on my wallet on my phone with the service for the monorail, or the metro. So let's see if I can do that correctly now and make it through the system. And time to head into the city and find my hotel and then start exploring. It feels so cool to be here. Made it up here to the monorail. All right, now I just need to hope I'm going the right direction. Okay, that wasn't bad at all. So have it set up on my phone, so just deduct it and click through. And now I've reached Kenda Station, where my hotel's nearby. So I need to see if I can check in early, drop the bag, then start wandering, get some food, get something to drink. Oh, and it's a beautiful day. This light is fantastic, so feels amazing. So it's Sunday morning. Things are a bit quiet, but there was this ramen place here on the corner. It's got a number of people in it. So I think convenience and a little bit of fuel is gonna win the day. So let's see what I got. Alrighty, ordered at that little machine. Puts it up there. Now we're talking. Alright, so definitely a night district, I think. But a lot of fun walking around. Reminds me a lot, actually, of the area that I stayed in Seoul, in South Korea last year, about this time. And in some ways, very similar kind of vibe and kind of setup and dynamic, but with a distinct feel at the same time, of course. But much more, I'd say, reminds me of that than anything in Shanghai or Beijing, which, those are my previous frames of reference. So kind of trying to map back to those and see what's totally new and what's different but recognizable. All right, so I've taken a couple turns. Now I'm down in the business district. SAP and Dell, UBS, all down over there. Nice autumn colors on some of these trees. Makes me hopeful for some urban photography. I'm heading down towards what I think is the castle in this empty space down here. So let's see if I'm heading the right way. Found my way to the East Gardens. Not sure if I go in today. Well, I guess I'm here, so I'll go in. And all the skyscrapers right here. It's very cool. So this album has 22 examples of historical manuscripts. Unfolds out. The other side there. Really cool. So I studied Impressionism and then came back. Look at that piece. Wow, these works are beautiful. it wasn't a huge exhibit, but it was actually totally worth the $5 to go in. There were two aspects of it. One, that pheasant was spectacular. That's one of the most beautiful works that I think I've ever seen within that genre. And then the other was, it was really fun seeing the Impressionist paintings and that side of it, which, you know, like one of those kind of like ignorance moments where you're just not used to seeing Japanese art in kind of some of those styles like Impressionists, though of course the artists of that period would have been out painting and studying and creating with fantastic talent, which was definitely the case. So that was lovely to see and broadened my horizons. I was worried it was going to be dead and brown and cold. Today is beautiful. And the lights and the colors on the trees here. The castle. Got the castle wall. Oh, it's fantastic. Boy, look at that. This just looks like you're walking into a movie set, right? It's like coming between from the green, well, greenish spring, and then autumn has arrived. It has a strong smell that's kind of sweet sour to it as well. These caught in a spider web? They are. Look at that. Frozen in time. Oh, beautiful fins. Look how white it is. Just close. Oh, that's incredible. This is a pretty wild collision of history and timings. What I can only imagine is a very historical bridge underneath the highway that then has been put on top of it. Huh. Haven't seen that one often before. You know me, location and keeping it a bit cheaper. So this time when it was really, really cold in Seoul, you know, you might remember that I was in a place that didn't have a heater and the window didn't fully close. So this one, a bit better. It's still pretty snug. There's a semblance of a view. My favorite part is the power shisha. I mean, yeah. I haven't actually looked at it. For a second. Oh, that's all right. But it has a fancy toilet. Ish. That ought to fit. That's fine. I can even see myself in the mirror. Down here to meet a buddy. Gonna show me around a little bit. Fun. Alrighty, Hiro just introduced me to some fantastic food. A couple beers. I'm a bit jet lagged. But now, looking around a little bit before I hop back on the metro up to my hotel. It's great. Everybody's out. Sunday evening. Should be quite quiet. But it's a pretty social district. The train from earlier. This boulevard. Which is fun. Yeah. Looks just like I imagined. Which is cool. Alright. This looked intriguing. Can we get into it? Okay. rice. Oops, sorry. Alright, so what is this? I don't know. Alright. Well, it just looks like a bunch of rice. Like the seed. Take a bite. Alright. Tastes like seaweed and rice. I don't know what the pork is. What's that chicken? Cake? No. Overrated. Alrighty, I'm now heading out to start day 2. A lot of things are closed. All the museums are closed today because it's Monday. Didn't think that through. So gonna try and hit a lot of the outdoor stuff and see how that is. And of course find some more yummy eats. I'm not sure how structured I'll be. I'm kind of right off of Tokyo Station, so I'm gonna go to the northeast. And there should be some fun markets and stuff out there. And then I think I'll just basically take the metro up, which is so easy with the card and the wallet, which is amazing. And then just have a wander, and then catch the metro somewhere else and have another wander, and try and take advantage of this blue sky if I can get some nice images of the trees or a boulevard somewhere, if I can find one. So let's see what I see. Such a weird building. Pretty cool. Down along the waterfront. The street. Fun. I reached the Asakusa Shrine. And the trees in gold are really, really nice. So I'm very grateful for that, as well as the blue skies. So yeah, we'll head in here, check this out. There's a smell of wood smoke and incense in the air. Little one, another tall guy. But this is my view from eye level everywhere I go. I've hit the major tourist area, so these are all tourist shops. Yeah, that's my view. Alrighty, today we'll try that one. Looks really good. Beautiful shrine. Look at the detail work up in there. And the color on the trees. Can't really see it back here, but it is just absolutely glowing. Wow, this temple is ornate. These details on the exterior fence, quite cool. And then this is one golden temple. A little construction going on. Good for the ambiance. I don't know. Some fruit, grapefruit, I don't know. Pretty. On my way down to Market Street. Some pork. Bit of seafood. Seafood mix. Oh, that all looks good, doesn't it? All right, stop for a little bite to eat. Place is quirky. We're packed. So I'll tuck in. Alrighty, so that was actually the second of 2 places. The first one was twice the price and a bit higher quality range. And then the second was that bowl, which was $5, thereabouts. And the hygiene for the stand itself was a little bit questionable, for sure. but the bowl itself and everything that was touching the food was super clean, and the fish seemed very, very fresh. Passed the smell test, tasted good, tasted really, really good. So it was good. I hope, but very, very tasty. Anime was really never my thing, but it's quite fun to see all the vending machines and the shops and the stores in this part of town. It's everything. They're all over. Big vending machines. You get a little bit of kind of Carl's Jr. maybe? Yeah, Carl's Jr. For a little mix and match. To show you another part of the city. A lot of this stuff. Interesting. Each one is so different. Huh. Interesting, right? Certainly in the district, I guess. Handing out cards, you name it. Interesting. Time for dinner. I think I'm gonna try this place if I can get in. Alright, done my order at this great little place. So cozy. So don't tuck in. Oh, that was so good. That was so special. That place was tiny. You stand, you eat. The guy next to me was 84 and spoke a bit of English and was super friendly and telling me about his trip and story. And then 8 and 8 and 8. It was about 200 kroner for quite a wide selection of a lot of octopus, squid, tuna, and yeah, you name it. So it was very, very, very delicious and a very cool experience. So now to poke around a little bit, see the city, and maybe some night photography. Let's see if I find anything that I want to shoot. Not my type of photography, but I'm just wandering around. I'm quite tired, which is also probably why I'm not in the mood to experiment. But I love these little streets. It's just so cozy. And I mean, just everything everywhere. Signs and light and color and smells. That's really nice. All right, it's about 8 a.m. I'm just gonna do another video with the towel and making fun of TikTok. But it just looked, it looked too wrong. So anyway, plan today, slight change. I was gonna just kind of lounge around a little bit and then catch like a 10:30 train down to Kyoto. But I've seen lockers at the train station that I think are quite cheap, because the problem is, of course, that I will have, and I don't want to lug that all over. But what I think I'm going to do is drop that for just a couple hours at the train station, go to the Tokyo Castle, which was closed yesterday, have a wander, try and take some photos, hop on the train, and then head down. And I've got the jet lag. I'm already up. So I shouldn't waste the time, and then we'll arrive around 12, which gives me 12 or 1, which means it won't be too late until I can check in and drop the other bag once I get to Kyoto. So I made a little miscalculation. It is rush hour, which means that the trains are very full. The good part is I'm very tall, so it's fresh air. The bad news is I really get kind of, not claustrophobic, but I hate those really tight, crowded trains and other spaces like that, especially with the bags and everything else. So I'm gonna wait for a couple trains until I see one that looks okay, and then hop at the 2 stops I need to go. So wish me luck. That was an oops. That was the one thing I really wanted to avoid here. I know a lot of people want to come and see the pushers and that side of it. There's no pushers here right now, but that I don't want. So, next train's arriving. That is the worst. Not gonna do that one. Definitely gonna do the next. But you can see the system's actually really easy, really simple, straightforward. That's really loud. Okay, it's packed in here. This may be a big mistake, especially if I want to get the right-hand side so I can see the mountain. But I really want to have the flexibility. So talk to the gal. The price is the same no matter what. And I'll just roll the dice. It seems like there's a lot of them going, and pretty regularly. So, and I'm flexible today. So I would rather not be rushed to be able to get some breakfast maybe and futz around a little bit. Let's see. Classic train station. So yeah, let's see. All right, that was a bit chaotic, and I have taken photos and I have GPS on my maps turned on and everything else, but 50-50 if I find that luggage locker. The locker was like $4 for the day. I only need it for a couple hours, and I decided to do it because I'm already enjoying the view. Imperial Palace, it was closed yesterday so I couldn't explore it. Open today, and then because I don't know how long I want to spend down in Kyoto, and there's still a lot of the western part of Tokyo that I want to do when I come back, I figured why not do the morning light. Also, well, I got the skies and the light, not clouds. So I'm gonna take a photo of this, then I'm gonna go over there and chase that tree, and then go in and see things. Here at the Imperial Palace entry grounds. This is a cool little surprise. The palace, of course, is closed, but get to check this out. I'm going down, there's a bridge that I want to see. I think I'm in their way. This was the spot. Oh, wow. Hey. Nice. This was a spot I wanted to come to because you get the tower and the bridge. And I see that there's actually royal guards on there. Don't know if they'll let me use the tripod here, but I'll ask and then see if I can take a few photos. Not a cloud in the sky, but let's play with it a little bit. Oh, that's beautiful. All right, taking a stroll. It's about 10:30. Nice little walk. Couldn't get into the Imperial. You have to do a guided tour, I guess. And the light was pretty rough where I was at, but it was good for exactly what I had hoped and expected, better than I expected. So that's great. Now I'm underneath the train tracks, as you can probably hear, trying to get back to and find the spot where I left my bag, that entrance, which the station is huge. And then I have to see if I've totally screwed it up, or I can get a window seat last minute on the train to Kyoto. I'm flexible if I have to wait for, a train or two. But let's see, 50-50 chance. But it was worth it to kind of get more out of this morning. And then 2.5 hour train ride down and Kyoto. All right, plans coming together nicely. I was able to get, it's 10:40, a 11:30 with the right side view, which should give me a view, no problems. So a little bit of a wait, which gives me a little bit of time. I was just scouting the track, making sure I knew where I was going. And yeah, that's perfect. I even found my luggage without too much trouble. So win-win-win so far. These trains with the famous nose. And it looks like I'll be either at the very, no, I think at the very end, because this is my car. Not my train, but my car. So, I don't know if it shakes. No, it doesn't shake. But they're very cool. Sleek looking, that's for sure. So now just wait, have another 30 minutes, and then I'm good to go. And the signs, all these places, well, English as well, but as long as you know your number and your time, doesn't matter what country, Japan, China, all of it, it's quite easy. There's the view of Mount Fuji with a cloud in the way and power lines. But you can see just how fast we're cruising through here. Well, there's some color up on the mountains. I don't know if it's gonna be super vibrant or not. Friends have advised me that Kyoto is very over-touristed because of the colors right now. So let's try it and see how that goes. Countryside's been really interesting, just kind of cruising along, taking in a mixture of fields and little towns. A lot of really industrial areas and very calm. But one thing I've noticed that's interesting as well is you just don't have anything built up on the hillsides, which I guess is due to earthquakes. But it's definitely different than most places, because you'd have at least some houses or residential built up there, and through the hour and a half we've been cruising along here, haven't really seen any. I've arrived. It's a fairly businessy neighborhood, so I'm not seeing a ton of food and stuff like that, but let's see. Gonna hunt for a bite to eat before I have check-in here in a little bit. So look around, explore a little bit, grab some food, I think some ramen, and then hotel should be right down that street over there. Then figure out if I'm gonna do something for sunset and the afternoon photos. All right, got a good old ramen, really nice one, and great little place, because I missed lunch, breakfast, so I'm very ready for this. All right, the room for the next couple nights is $35 a night, and it is great. I don't know why. Ended up with the triple, which I knew when I was booking. I just figured this room had more space than the others. But, okay, that's new. These seats are super cute. I will be in them. But the best part is the bathroom. But it's clean and it's good, so it's quite funny. There's a heck of a step down here, so but yeah, as long as I'm gonna knock the hell out of myself on that. That ramen at that place was absolutely amazing. I think this is great. Like, anyway, oh, and there's a nook back here, but that ramen was spectacular. And yeah, now to unwind and then go explore. Out for a walk as I do, but this is a little neighborhood that the hotel's in. Quite cool. Very picturesque in its own way. The power situation there, a little rugged though. Right around the corner from the hotel, this view. The light faded a little bit, but it's nice, and I think it's open, so let's go investigate. More of this incredible woodwork like yesterday. Let's see if it switches to the other lens. Yeah, there we go. Great detail work. Interior there. That's beautiful. We got a lot of clouds though. On the camera it looks like a little bit more color in there. Unfortunately, I would take a photo, but there is a ladder bird in the middle of the tree there. It kind of ruins the shot. Made it up to the top of the world. A little bit of light on the mountains back there. Still some color. Very cute. These market stands are just something else. The smell is amazing. All right, this was first dinner. Some sushi at this little place, which is a great little hole-in-the-wall place with, I think, a father and a son working, although the father was probably 80 and the son was probably in his 50s. But very yummy. And now to continue my way home and see if I find one more thing along the way. I'm back for a chop up. Same place as before. That was really, really good. Went quite a bit smaller this time. And yeah, gonna dive in because I already had all that sushi. Well, it is 6 a.m. Still dark, which is good. I'm heading to the bamboo forest, which I have no idea if that's going to have light the right way or is going to be super accessible or what. But want to try and catch it for sunrise and see if there's any good potential there. I'm trying to use my jet lag. I am not a morning person whatsoever. So even with my jet lag waking up, I'm still struggling. And took a little while longer than I would have liked to get out the door. But we are heading out and across here to find the metro station. We've got about, what is it, kilometer walk and then the metro. But you can see things have already started off in the morning. Alrighty, we made it. First light behind me. The tunnel before me. So, let's see. Looks like it's a mostly clear sky. And now, see if I can find a spot. I read that this is open, so it's very dark. Ooh, it's very, very dark. Let's see if any of these are actually open or not. Could be trouble. First image. That's nice. That's where I entered. That's how far I've gotten so far. This isn't the rustic path, so I'll continue on, but there's just enough light there. Made for a moody shot, so now it's time to continue in. Sunrise out in the distance. Some people, but not too many. I'm wandering up here to explore a little bit more. So there's a cranking sunrise over there. But I have this totally to myself. So the light, of course not popping, but still get some shots. And then see what happens once the light comes up a little bit more and the sea of crowds floods in. Not finding access to the sunrise. The light is really, really beautiful that way, but this tree and this road more than makes up for it. I'm enchanted. Oh, look at this. Coming through here. And then totally popping off over here. I'll have to go back to the bamboo eventually, but, well, I got the color and the light here. Not pulling me away from it. Oh, it's radiant. Haze up on the hillside, and the hillside's just ignited when the light hits it. That was worth getting up for. That's for sure. Wow, camera can't even handle the reds. But what's always true, there's always a path, and then the sun comes out, and then you're always moving up the path quickly. Okay, moving back down the path quickly, because there's light there. Nice peaceful view. Nice with these little houses. I mean, a lot of water coming down the river, although obviously it normally handles more. Whew, those stairs get me every time. I'm here at this bridge, which is supposed to be, I don't know, a big deal. I need to look up why, because it's not that impressive, I don't think, but finding a nice little photo here, so you get my hand in focus. So we'll take a couple here, wander here, and then go back and see if there's any light rays and if these trees move. Oh, look at that. There's a little rainbow hue up there. Nice. So it's not the crowds of people that photobombed my photo that made it impossible to take the one that I wanted. It's the hungry ducklings. Hey guys. Got the long lens out. I am loving this tree, both from the top and from here, and just the way that I'm able to frame it up and get this great little piece of the stairwell. It's beautiful. It's still not too crazy busy, so I don't know. I'm hoping the sun peeks through the clouds We do have quite a few holes, and then I'll hustle over to the bamboo and see what I get there. So it's about 8:30. Crowds are burning off. Gardens just opened. There's actually a lot of the red. Just so happens that the tree here is a little bit better. And kind of a haze down over the city. Garden is gorgeous. The crowds are arriving. So this is a bit of a gamble. Actually, this little road reminds me of Austria a bit. Up along the stream here. That's where I was earlier. Now I'm on the shadowed side. So whether or not I get light when I come across or a good view down the valley, let's see. It's about an 18-minute walk and my hoofers are already pretty tired. But it's pretty empty. So let's check it out. All right, well, reached the end. Well, I could go up and do a whole lot of stairs to an overlook, but it's gotten a little bit later, so far away these are too rusty. Sitting here, taking a little bit, watching the ducks hang out. Then I will make my way back down the valley. The confidence of this digger and crew is pretty significant. I made quite a mess of the river, but that dude's just not phased at all. It's like, yeah, just make it a little bit deeper, no problem. Presumably that's intentional. Interesting. Taking a cute little local line instead of the larger modern subway that I took earlier. So hopefully this will take me to another, and then I connect there and then go up to the temples in the north. And then I'll have done a lot of the stuff on the west side of the city, northwest side anyway. And then I need to find some food and then relax the feet. I took a little pause along the way before I go on to the temples because I'm hungry. So I think we will go, this is like a little 24-hour chain. Let's try that. Then I order here. Nice. Interesting. Cool. Alrighty, I may have overcommitted, which will be good. And then the water tastes like seaweed, which is interesting. So, looks tasty. This little train is great. Takes you through the neighborhoods. Quick little stop there. It took me a little while to figure out how to get into this garden because I needed to take my shoes off and then go through a building. Didn't make sense. Now it makes sense. It's all raised. Well, it's from the 1600s, I believe. And you have beautiful sand gardens throughout. All airplane magic in there. Some koi down there. It's quite lovely. This is a reconstruction as the original was lost to fire, but reconstructed, yeah, from 1914. This is still quite old. Boy, these wall panels are just beautiful. On to the second temple, or the third temple. These are all UNESCO World Heritage, I'm a little tired, sites. And each one pretty different. Boy, the lake here is amazing. All the color, the little bridge there. Very beautiful, very, very, very beautiful. I haven't seen this before. I guess I read about these trees, how you could harvest them and then regrow them. But not like this path. So I thought this was chicken on a stick. It is chicken skin, just chicken skin.
It's good. All in the sauce. Caught up to the crowds. Reached the Golden Pavilion and lost the light. It's interesting. My least favorite by far so far. I think I'm also tired. Okay. I did a speed run on that one. That was definitely my least favorite of the lot. So now, time to grab a bus, head back to the hotel, get some food. I need to decide. I really should try and catch a sunset, but yeah, let's see. Look at the forecast and then decide if I do it tomorrow or not. Because it's been a long day already and a very good one. And I think maybe I just focus on nap and eating. This one was so good yesterday. I had to come back for another go at it, but got the bigger one because these like pork ribs, I think it is, are so good and so tender and so flavorful. There's a shrine, a car, flowers. This is another of these promenades, shopping streets by my hotel, and it's pretty wild. They are all over the place, really. I did a little shopping. I think this is soju, or no, sake. It was interesting. So, I don't know, try that. Why not? Oh, that's cool. You gotta check it out during the day when everything's going on. So I got this uncapped. There are numbers on it, like number 1 and like 100%. Nothing on the strength, but I mean, there's quite a lot of it. Or maybe a normal amount. They all came in the same amount. It's good. It's super mild. Not a big sake person normally, but this is tasty. It's kind of sweet and nice. So my gas station sake. Don't think I'll drink all that tonight. But yeah, now just relaxing. I got a little bit of a sunburn. Well, I still have some. I'm a mess. But yeah, a little bit of a sunburn. Walking around about 30,000 steps today. So it's time to relax and decide what I will. Oh, that's terrible. Do tomorrow. Another morning, and I am off to see the orange gates for sunrise. They're over on the other side, so the sun will set or will rise behind. So I'm a little bit skeptical on how long it takes for the light, but it's another one of the big tourist attractions, and I just don't want to see them hit with major crowds. So hopefully, I don't know, I probably should have left about 10 minutes earlier, but let's see. Catch a metro, transfer, another metro, 30 minutes should get me out there. And whew, my legs are tired. It was over 30,000 steps, a lot of those up and down yesterday. But I don't know, let's see, probably do it all again today. Here's the station. It's very quiet right now. So, I mean, you can see, not too difficult to navigate. And then I have data, so I have my GPS as well. They put a station number on each. Some of the stuff is in English, some not. And then, yeah, you can always find it. So, like any metro, actually really easy to get around. I know it stresses people a lot of times. Just have your gates, so really not difficult. And the travel card, you actually just go into your wallet app, and you can add it, and then it works in, so far it's worked in Tokyo, it's worked here in Kyoto, which is really, really nice. You tag in like a credit card on Apple Pay, except for it's the wallet, like a normal credit card. So, very easy. This is very empty. Can I just say that the Japanese public restrooms are on point, and in this case, it's just in the metro. And they still have the crazy, cool Japanese toilets. It's wild. And everything's so clean and so spotless and so nice. And then public toilets everywhere. It is very impressive. I just walked through a ton of stalls. They're getting set up here. But I reached the main gates. A little bit of light coming in. So there's some tourists trickling in, not too many. But let's see what we got. Clear sky. Interesting. Made it. And crowds are not bad at all. So that's good. A little bit of light popping up out there. So let's see what I can manage. Oh, this is fun. There's definitely still a couple people wandering around, but it's not bad at all. Birds at sunrise. And there's so many of these. It's wild. Got these little foxes everywhere. Wow. Shrines. And the gates. And my favorite, stairs. More stairs. I'm almost up to the observation deck, which is as far as I'm gonna go. My knee is still wonky, and this is not great for it, or maybe really good for it. But it's beautiful, and there's so many of these gates, so I had a chance to really explore it, mostly to myself. You know, some people, but I can feel it starting to thicken up with the number passing me by, coming up. But wow, really glad I woke up early for it. Came down here, and there are these big black cats throughout. And at one of the shrines, there's one sitting there I had a little conversation with. This big, beautiful, one-eyed black cat. It was very sweet. So that was interesting. So much of this just to enjoy and play with. We've got about 5,000 shots that now all look quite similar. So we'll probably start heading back down here pretty soon. I don't think from a lighting standpoint, I think the best lights were actually in the dark with the lanterns, to be honest. So let's see. These, if I read correctly, are who has sponsored each one of these. And you basically get one depending on the size when you make a donation. Pretty impressive. It's 8:10. Decided to come back and scout kind of the entrance and see how it is. And a lot more traffic. So I'm really, really happy with my decision to come extra early. And now it's time to go find a coffee. I'm getting pretty maxed out on temples, but a couple more to do today. A lot of UNESCO heritage sites here in the city, so won't catch all of them. Some are quite far out. Boy, this would be great when these were in bloom. Beautiful. Just waiting for the temple itself to open. So I can walk around the grounds here for a little bit. Just wandered down around a corner and came on this bridge. All to myself. There's a bunch of people queuing down below the other side for some tree bridge. But this is really nice. Oh boy, wow. Huh. Makes you second guess standing on the bridge a little bit, right? I joined the line and I've come out now for the big bridge. Still some color here, but I think it's the final few days. A lot of leaves falling and some frost burn on the leaves. Cool little spot though. This is pretty wild. I guess it's due to the frost, because you can see here underneath the leaf, totally okay, or something was sprayed. But this is the one that kind of sticks out a little bit, and you can just see it's almost like a blast came through here. It's still green, yellow, and then purple. Huh. Or bug spray maybe for whatever was eaten. Hard to know, but that is really cool there. On the public bus, so I get in here, come down here, and then I pay with my card, the wallet card, same as the metro here, when I arrive, and I can just use Google Maps to tell me exactly where I'm at along the trip. Clouds rolling in, lights changing. On to another temple. Very backlit. I didn't time this one well. But a lot less crowd. Oh my god, they were just pouring in for that other one. So my timing was good. Time for another ramen stop. This was a lunch special. I think I may have overcommitted when I went for the large. Looks good though. Walking off that ramen, I'm making my way to the next shrine, which, as I said, I think there's only one or two more that I'll do during the stay, and then I head back to Tokyo tomorrow morning, I think. Let's see. Clouds are rolling in. Could be a nice sunset, could be a dud. I have to decide if I go up to the really crowded place that everybody goes to. Can't say it excites me, but it is some stuff I want to still check out. So, ooh, decisions. I think this is the 400-year-old ginkgo tree. Massive temple. Or maybe, no, the other one must be the 400-year-old one, right? But, boy, that one's healthy and vibrant. These gates, beautiful. There was another really ornate one like before when I was coming in. So, time to explore this a little bit. No cover charge on it, but it is on the UNESCO list. Oh, it's massive. All right, I've found my way towards the overlook for the sunset and more of the deep tourist district with, well, not so many crowds here. I guess the next street over. Everybody channeling their fake geisha. Yeah, interesting. So let's see how long I last in this area, but it does look like it could be a nice sunset and kind of cool, framing for the street. Oh, it's certainly on. A lot of color. Yeah, it could be a lot worse. This, though, is really cool. Look up here. This beautiful old tree. And they've run the roof, supported it all the way up here to the very end. So it basically covers the entire length. It's impressive and beautiful. Okay, I lied. That was because that wasn't the main street. There's another one that joined with it. No. I mean, it's... horrific, but there's a lot of choke points. Just kidding. That still wasn't the main street. Well, it's every bit the madhouse that I expected. It's a nice light. No composition of interest. It's really beautiful on the buildings, though. Now freshly painted and well maintained. Here are the colors and light through the boughs, though. Quite magnificent. We got that. And then we got that. That's a big bag of nope. Just shoulder to shoulder. And I can see over everybody's head, but I just don't want to be stuck in that. So I think I would rather enjoy the sunset from anywhere else. It's what I thought in that it is a nice look out over the city, and you do have some beautiful trees that are lit up here really nicely, so got some photos of that. But yeah, the crowd, there's no foreground, there's not, from a photography standpoint, there's nothing interesting, and you just have a whole bunch of people in the temple overloading everything. So I'll poke around a little bit, see if there's any kind of hidden nooks, which I'm sure there aren't, and then let's see where I end up. What is quite cool is how they made out of these big wooden what is that, lattice work? I don't know. The supports for the whole temple. That is quite cool. Pretty significant. It's a bit more grim, but a very different view, that's for sure. Alright, stumbled into a supermarket. There's a bunch of goodies, so I'm just going to try this tonight. Oh, I'm happier than a kid in a candy store. I think I just overcommitted in a big way. I have a whole bunch of different sushi, some sushi rice, soy chopsticks. I have some tempura shrimp. I have some eggplant aubergine that looked random. Some plum liqueur. I don't even know. I just kept seeing stuff and just putting more in there. So the whole thing was $26. And they were so nice and so helpful. Every time I was kind of asking if I could eat something. Oh, a whole octopus tentacle. And then he was so nice, he went and cut it for me. So now I need to get my butt back to the hotel and a private space where I can just kind of lay this out and have at it. I have failed so miserably at any sense of moderation. It was so bad. The lady gave me 2 sets of chopsticks because she assumed it had to be for 2 people. So I got rice. I've got this preset, then the eggplant, the chopped tentacles, salmon, a mix, squid, egg, everything else. Then another one that is similar to this one, but it had a different mix. And then the tempura shrimp. And that was $26. Oh, and then this, which is going to be terrible, I suspect, plum, whatever, will it focus? Pio. Japanese ume fruit liqueur. Here we go. So the sake was good. Let's see it. It smells like plum. Wow. It is a plum liqueur. It's tasty. It just tastes like alcoholic plum fruit. All right, well, cheers. Let's hope this is still true in the morning, but I am so happy with my life choices right now. This is so sweet. It's like a sweet teriyaki sauce on it, which is amazing. This is so good. This is super fresh. Tastes amazing. The tempura would have been better hot, but is also like very light and fresh with a great batter. And then I haven't even tucked into that. Squid was good. It's just all really, really, really good. So this one is apparently kanbachi, and then tuna, and then flounder. Oh, that's almost like a dessert. I'm going back to that one soon. I just love how fresh this is. I just unwrapped it. There's not a hint of fishiness. It's just so fresh. It's so good. It's so tasty. It's how it should be. One of my biggest pet peeves is stinky old fish, which I get quite a lot of in Copenhagen, unfortunately. Well, I don't eat it, but yeah. Oh, that is nice. Oh, managed it. Definitely the last bite. I recommend that. I'm sorry, like 50% is feed. It's just me talking with my mouth full. You can now get wedding photos if you've married a dog. Or is he a dog? What do they imply? Alrighty, so I've got pockets full of fried chicken. I'm heading to the train station and gonna hopefully just hop on one of the trains to Tokyo. I don't have a booking, but it looked like they were okay. So fingers crossed they go quite regularly. And but it is Friday, so a little bit anxious on that. So happy I came down here to Tokyo, or to Kyoto. I was a little bit reticent and wondering if it was a mistake, especially for such a short period, but it's been fantastic. Also, I'd heard so much about the over-tourism, which was definitely an issue, but I've managed to mostly avoid that. Did not see more than 20% of the things to see, if that, maybe 5%. But got the big ones that I really, really wanted to see, ate some amazing food, and yeah, it's been really, really good. And the weather, couldn't have asked for better weather. I've been so lucky with the autumn colors and the warm weather. Got my ticket, just a 30-minute wait. I wanted to reserve, even though I really probably don't need to, but so I can have a window. And yeah, so this is what it looks like inside the... So, really not bad at all. Easy. So as a fun aside, these trains, or at least this railway, is celebrating its 60th anniversary. And if I understand correctly, ooh, that's rough, sorry. They're in the process of bringing out a new line and a new set of trains that'll be twice as fast and take you on this 2-hour run in an hour. Bit of a better day here today. Trying a new place for lunch. Tasty. Can go ahead and say that was the worst meal of the trip outside of the airplane food. It's still okay, it's still decent, but it was just tough and not a lot of flavor and bleh, just boring. Not bad, but just boring. Now, couldn't do early check-in, so unfortunately I dropped my bag and that kind of throws my plans up into the air a little bit. So I think I'm going to have a stroll and then, yeah, have to decide what to explore. Maybe grab something more to eat. Otherwise just wander in a slightly different direction from what I've done previously, because I stayed in this hotel last time. I've kind of walked 180 degrees of it. 260, 230, I don't know. But there's still a couple more directions that I can explore. So I'm thinking I will just have a wander, an amble, a ramble. Looks like I stumbled into the banking district. Bank of Japan. Architecture here. It's nice. Definitely ended up in the high-end area, or one of them. Well, it changes so quickly. But this, the back part of that building, pretty cool building. I guess a little bit on the nose. Look at the Hermes. On the other side of the banking building. Huh. The things you find with a random wander. Only about 2:30. I'm glad I came down to this district. It's been interesting seeing it, especially all the super modern buildings and outside of it, which I'd kind of been seeing older ones on the periphery versus here all the really high-end stuff and all the big corporate headquarters, which is very interesting. Check that out. It's a sound decibel tracker on the building here as they're doing construction. That's quite cool. Now the finish on this building, that's something else. It's like a reflective abalone metallic sheen. Creative. Time for a little experiment. Last time I was here, I saw a place that looks like they do massage, but like open room, kind of more medical massage, instead of like places advertising spa massage. So that I would like to try, if it's not like a thing where you need a prescription or whatever for the back and after all the walking and everything else. So I'm gonna go check it out, see if I can get one in there, and if they'll do just a nice back massage after carrying my bag and all that walking. Otherwise, or then after, or either way, I think I'm gonna go back to that original sushi place because it was just, I don't know, it was so good. And I hate to eat at the same place twice, but yeah, it was good. And it was just so run out of time because I was rambling. But yeah, so it was really, really good. And it was just so charming, and it was everything that I had wanted as far as places here. So let's see, maybe do that, and then maybe wander a little bit. Because I'm flying on Sunday, I don't want to do any more sushi. And I do need to try the beef at some point, like proper beef. I'm a little bit on the fence there because I know it's supposed to be amazing. Don't want to lay out a whole bunch of cash to go and try a Wagyu. I usually find that I prefer the way that I cook my ribeye and my steaks when I cook it myself, versus usually kind of disappointed in most restaurants. So let's see, but I need to try it all. So and doing that before I fly feels safer than sushi or something else. So all right, wish me luck. Let's see. All right, that was a spot, and could only get me in for 30 minutes, but oh my god, it was so good. Like, he was so careful, sat me down, went through a whole list of kind of areas to avoid, areas to focus on, and then it was like pressure massage, and it was packed with locals, which is what I noticed the other night, which was also what drew me to it, and a bit more expensive than the others that were I've seen kind of advertised, but this one was so good. And my back, and I did chest, so got a lot in 30 minutes. An hour would have been really good, but that was an excellent decision. I feel so much more nimble, agile, whatever. It was good. Came back to the place again, and it's just so good. It's so good. And round two. Fantastic. That place is amazing. It is 72 cents a piece of sushi for like the kind of normal tuna and octopus and squid and such, and then like $1.40 for kind of the next tier, and then there's two more tiers after that. But everything I wanted is basically on the first two, including the konge eel, which is I was really, really like that. So tried one that I think accidentally ordered. I think had the fermented bean sprouts on it. That was a little potent, but like it's just all so sweet, and by far the best I've had of any of the places I've tried. So now to wander around a little bit and enjoy. It's Friday night. It is Friday night, so I'll take a wander, take a look, and then have an early-ish night. It's sunny still. The weather keeps teasing that it's going to get cloudy or that it's going to rain and do stuff, but then it keeps delivering. It's amazing. So I'm finally going to go check out the Shimayu and Shinjuku neighborhoods. The accommodation was just so expensive out there that I didn't end up following through with my initial plan, which was to kind of stay half on this side, half on that side. I know that's the area that everybody says to stay in, but I've ended up over here. How contrarian of me. but by Kenda Station. So anyway, today is the day to go out there and just wander and explore and hoof it through as much of it as I possibly can. So let's see. First, maybe a snack? No. First, we just catch the metro. Get our butts down there. My butt down there. I figured this would probably be the case. This is the canal with the cherry blossoms and other trees, but it is very much devoid of foliage now. And it has been cold and windy the last few days, so the remaining leaves are falling very, very quickly. So not terribly interesting, but I figured it was worth a check as I continue to hoof it along northwest a little bit. But I need to find some breakfast first. I was just walking down this boulevard thinking like, oh, it's so beautiful, this tree-lined boulevard, and then the bird shit, like the most aromatic green shit imaginable on my phone screen and in my hand. It's so gross. It's just fuck. That's kind of cool. The Shibuya River. Wow. It's made to handle a lot of water. Maybe a photo. That tree right there messed things up, but let's see what I can do. I'm a little bit worried this will be spicy, but let's see. I went with just the lunch special. It smells good. It smells sweet. All right, that hit the spot. It was a new type of noodles, which was really good. And then the pork is always amazing. And then the herbals on top of the, I don't know if it was dandelion, what it was, but had a good strong taste. Now, just kind of making my way along. And I was smart this time and didn't do the big version. So it's still quite hearty and should probably be a meal. But I think I can still get one more of something in, maybe, as I walk and just enjoy this weather, because tomorrow I go back to Denmark and it is cold and miserable and windy and rainy. Did I say cold and miserable? And dark. Such an interesting fusion. That's train tracks coming through here for the metro line. They all actually looks new. A smokestack for power or something like that. The iconic 7-Eleven, then a mixture of residential and relatively new business offices, probably 30 years old. I don't know. These neighborhoods are fascinating. Well, I didn't make it very far. This place looked interesting. Lunch menu. So, wish me luck. Alright, probably good that I went with the small one of the ramen for lunch. But that looks really good. And now I just have to not mess it up. So it's really, really good. Egg drop soup, some seasoning. That's fun. Alright, I stand corrected. That was, what was it? It was 1,300, so $8, 60 kroner. And I was worried that it was going to be really bland meat, even though with the fat and all that, it should be really good. And it was beautifully seasoned. It was really, really good. So totally stand corrected, and I'm very happy with that decision. It seemed like a great little place. And, resuming my walk. Boy, the complexity of these shopping malls always gets me all throughout Asia, really. And then the way that they're quite often kitty corner to a big highway interchange or trains or whatever it would be. In this case, I guess it's both. But you can see, definitely in a busier area. And I've made it down to the Shibuya, pronunciation's terrible, area, which was actually one of the ones everybody suggested to start in. And I'm only getting a little taste this trip. Check it out a little. I guess fashion, lifestyle. Everybody says you should have come prepared to shop. And actually, the camera gear would have been much, much cheaper because the tax-free's quite nice. But yeah, I'm just wandering and eating. So no shopping for me, although I probably need it more than just about anybody else. But oh well. It's so interesting having seen the other area where I've been based all this time, and then down here, because this is much more the stereotype. That's my eye level. The stereotype of Tokyo when I think about it. So all the screens and everything else. And the square down there, I guess, is even busier. It's really interesting to have seen the other part first and now come and see this part versus vice versa. Oh yeah, so that is much more what I imagined. I guess this is the square probably where you go up and you can look down and you can see everybody crossing. Whew. I'm good without, I think. That is a lot of people though. Especially I guess because it's Saturday midday. Fun though. This is a bit nuts. This is kind of the edge of the hip district. Lives up to kind of what I was imagining, but and it is interesting, it is cool. But I think I'll continue to walk for a little bit and then I'll take a break and head back to my quiet side of town. Whew. I mean, it is a little bit entertaining that this is on a downslope, but this is my eye level. But this is the opposite side of the street. It's just nuts. So my next question is, as soon as I get myself out of this, where do I find a metro that is not shoulder to shoulder to shoulder to get back to my side of town? It's super interesting. All the shops are cool. It'd be nice if had more time just to explore and then kind of skirt around the outskirts and then dart in and then out and in. But holy shit, I passed a pig cafe, cat coffee shop where your cat's photo gets put on your coffee, and everything else in between. So keep wandering. I escaped the narrow city streets to walk the crowds in the park right behind. Wander around one little last burst of nature, one more shrine, and then I brave the traffic back. Just stumbled on this guy or gal. Is that prey or its mate? Always hard to know. While walking through a beautiful park. Just took a little side path. Ooh, that is an intense spider. Would not want to run into that at night. And for everybody who doesn't deal well with spiders, my bad. Already glanced at the shrine. There's this wall, which is cool. Actually more cool than the shrine, to be honest. Now I will go and hope I can get a seat, or at least breathe on the metro. Move back over by my place, the electric shop center area. Maybe it's just a Saturday thing. I thought I was coming in for regular skewers, but it turns out it is special skewers. So I've grabbed 5, mostly tone. But yeah, let's see how it is. So the question is, how is the rectum? Yeah, it's fine. Tasty, but with a little bit of a bad breath aftertaste. Alright, they arrived. There was a miscalculation, and I ended up with rectum. So I'll try it anyway. Wow, it really does look like just the pipes. So the question is, how is the rectum? That's fine. Tasty, but with a little bit of a bad breath aftertaste. That was more expensive than my A3 lunch. Still quite affordable, but that offal was not awful. Ironically, the rectum was the second best out of all the skewers, I think. And can't say, I don't think I've ever, well, not that I knew, eaten that one before. So let's see what else I do. Can't end on that note, that's for sure. But indecision. That was too funny though. All right, next one's actually a little bit of a chain, but decided to come check it out. That was great. So, yeah, I have a pretty sensitive stomach that can be pretty temperamental. And so I set out with a couple goals tonight. One was to kind of like take it easy, eating them, so, you know, nothing that could give me food poisoning and nothing that would really like set it over. And then to have, you know, a couple nice meals. But I also have like a limited amount of cash and I don't want to pull more out, and I need to burn through that. And it's, without going to an ATM, but then like a lot of the places don't take card, and I don't always understand where the table charge is or things like that. So it's small, but like the rectum place, you know, it was like whatever it was, like $1.50 for some cabbage. So chose that place, which had more cabbage, different type of cabbage, and I'll continue this in a sec. So not only, so the first place with the rectum and the stomach and everything else, that one, the side is raw cabbage with like a sauce. So I was like, oh boy, that's a little dangerous, I guess. Or if I'm just sweating cabbage sweats. But then get to this next place and I order what I think looks kind of safe. I thought it was going to be like a version of ramen, but like with a little mini personal like hot pot kind of thing. I don't know. But that ended up being a curry, like a curry base, a really mild curry, but still curry with a bunch of onions and cabbage. And then the meat and the noodles. So yeah, let's see how that all treats me. But that was great, and it was tasty. It's just funny. All right, that's a wrap. I'm on the monorail to the airport. Everything going smoothly, and then have my early flight. It's actually really easy to get to Haneda Airport, which is really nice. So, roads haven't been too bad. So, what a trip. First flight, what up?
하네다 공항 제2터미널 행입니다. 하네다 공항 제3터미널, 하네다 공항 제1터미널, 하네다 공항 제2터미널에 정차합니다. 東京モノレールをご利用くださいましてありがとうございます。ご乗車のモノレールは空港快速羽田空港第2ターミナル行きです。次は羽田空港第3ターミナルに停まります。途中揺れる箇所もございます。お立ちのお客様は手すりにおつかまりになり、お荷物からはお手を離さないようお願いいたします。お一人でも多くのお客様にお座りいただけますよう、お荷物は座席に置かないようお願いいたします。
So that was almost as efficient as Copenhagen, which is impressive for a much bigger city. I gotta say, one of the things I always think about is just how big of a difference your first and your last impression of a city is when you're taking public transport. Of course, you can do a taxi, assuming the taxi driver's honest, which, or the public transit. And it just, you know, if you're not getting overpriced, price gouged, you're not getting screwed, it doesn't take you years to get from point A to point B, all of that. It makes such a big difference. And I'm sure it's much longer to get to the other new airport. But for this one, with that monorail, it's fast, it's convenient, it's cheap, it's great. So now I'm here super early, 3 hours, which I would normally not do. But I was a little bit paranoid about rush hour and things like that, even though it is Sunday. So I'll drop my bag, futz around a little bit, and yeah. Bit of sunrise behind me while I wait for baggage drop to open up. But all right, so Tokyo, it was way too short, of course, for Japan. I only have the slightest taste whatsoever. Huge thank you to Hiro for welcoming me when I first arrived and taking me out for a bite to eat. That makes such a big difference on just kind of feeling like the city is approachable and understanding, especially where there's such a unique dining culture, how it works and seeing what it is, and kind of always leaves me quite empowered to then go and poke my head in and check things out. I didn't run into any of the issues that people talk about as far as getting rejected or turned away from little places, but such as with time and that type of places I guess I was trying to go. The food lived up to all the hype, and I barely scratched the surface. As you've seen, it has been so good. Logistics getting around were super easy. Everything very smooth. That Sukiya card in the wallet, as long as you have data, makes life so easy. So as I always say, any of these places, they used to be maybe much more intimidating. Now, as long as you have maps of some sort, Google Maps typically, you have cell phone data, and Translate app, you can go anywhere, you can see anything, you have great access, you don't have to worry about getting lost. Tokyo, Japan, is clearly incredibly safe, which is also really nice when you're walking around. I always look at kind of where women are walking at night, and that tells you a lot about a city, in my opinion. And it's very clear that even Tokyo, very safe. What else? In my very limited exposure, I definitely see this big 80s boom in architecture, construction, things like that is now kind of a little bit aged, and then it feels like there's another wave of kind of modern construction and things like that are in progress or just recently finished in probably like the last 5 years. So maybe that's been consistent all the way through, and I just missed different areas of kind of development, but it definitely does feel like you can feel that lull, I think, where they struggled in the late 90s and early 2000s, and then are now back with really positive momentum. Very interesting place. I'd say closer to Korea than what I saw in Shanghai and Beijing, but of course still very different. Those are just my, as I said at the very beginning of the trip, points of reference from past experience. So very different, a lot to see. Price-wise, food and stuff like that was pretty good, pretty comparable to Seoul, and I'd say a good bit more expensive than what I was finding most places in China. I wasn't dipping into mid-level or high-end stuff really so much. Doesn't interest me as much. So can't really speak to that, but there was obviously some really amazing fine dining around. If you were looking to shell out 80, 90, $150 or whatever. So definitely some comparable places to Copenhagen and that side. But the street side of it is definitely interesting. I normally really love street food. It's always interesting when I hit a city that has no street food in the conventional sense. You don't eat in the street, you don't drink in the street here. So there's really, at least none that I found, street food. There are a lot of little, what we call in Copenhagen, like little bodegas and little dive places to eat that can only take like 6-8 people. So, those are very interesting. Usually maybe a couple tables and sitting at the bar. So a very unique dining culture, which is what everyone always says, what was expected, but is very true. And I think, a lot of places you have a couple flagship dishes. Here I feel like there's a couple flagship genres of dishes. Just a very wide range, which is really cool. Took some getting used to not having trash cans anywhere. Buddy was saying, that they took those out when there were the religious cult terrorist attacks with sarin years ago, and then they've not, put them back since. So it fosters this culture that you take the trash home with you, and there's different narratives. Also, they banned smoking in all public spaces, which is interesting. A lot of signs, a lot of fines, so must be relatively new. But the streets are super clean. I even saw a woman spraying down her dog's pee, which is impressive. And by that, I mean she literally had a water bottle and was spritzing it. So, yeah, incredibly pleasant. Would be amazing to see the other areas, and to see at different times of year. The weather has been just this spectacular weather. All the way through the trip, really warm, which is very welcome, as I was a little bit worried I was going to freeze my butt off and everything was going to be dead. Those autumn colors, as you saw, were absolutely spectacular. So feeling very spoiled, very blessed. I could have kept eating for another 5 weeks nonstop. But now time to head back to Copenhagen. And Japan was more than I expected, better than I expected. I knew it would be fantastic, but I've always wondered kind of how it would rank for me. So I can see the strong appeal 100%. I mean, the upside of getting here early is one more set of noodles. Or udon, I should say. So I'm gonna down this and then maybe go try for a power nap or just lay flat. Sadly, it looks like I will have a seatmate on the flight back instead of having the entire row to myself on the way over, where I was so spoiled. It was so nice. So 13 and a half hours just around the corner. I can't wait. To be fair, that's not bad for airport food. Beats McDonald's for today anyway. So, nice.